Yo, what's poppin' your cherry, baby? I'm your boy Numbskull, and today I'm coming at you at long last with episode 8 of the Solomon Kane Chronicles. In this one, our boy accidentally indulges in the LSDXM combo experience, and has quite the wild time. I skimmed through, and I think this is going to be yet another unsurprising banger. So, without further fucking ado, let's hop into this hoe once again. During one of my recent LSDXM trips, I solved a riddle that should have been haunting me, but wasn't. I mentioned before that the third or fourth trip of my life, now I think it was the third, was the best one ever. I also mentioned it was LSDXM. I don't know, maybe about 3 or 4 hours before taking a full dose of LSD, I took 200 milligrams of dextromethorphan. Thing is, it was completely accidental. As a beginner psychonaut, I was such a massive idiot that I didn't even suspect there would be any interactions. I just thought, hey, I have this craving for LSD, so I'll just take some DXM on my way across the city to pick up the acid to keep me company. And I noticed right away that the acid was kicking in too fast. The visuals were becoming way too pastel, and when I was running, it felt like I was flying. I thought it was just standard for acid and that they had simply hooked me up with a higher dose. So anyway, before I understood how overwhelming the experience would be, my plan was to go to the gym and swimming pool and chill in the jacuzzi. Even before I went to the building, I was suspecting it wouldn't end well. Basically everything started looking like in some full HD high FPS moving Van Gogh painting, and I barely felt the floor, which looked like a bunch of snakes intertwining with each other. I sat down near the entrance to the gym, hoping that at some point headspace would become more manageable. Nothing. But still, let's try. The receptionist asks me whether I want to use the gym or the swimming pool. Although even when sober I was perplexed as to why they would ask about it, normally I would just say first word that would come to my mind, regardless if it was true or not. But at that moment I was so taken aback that I said something along the lines of, "What?" Not knowing what to do and thinking I'm found out, I sat down pretending I have a headache or some shit. And at one point, a bad trip? Fuck. It seemed like it would be a perfect streak of no bad trips. If I felt so amazing on my first and second attempt while doing everything wrong that could only be done wrong, no trip sitter, terrible setting, etc., and now I'm finally experiencing the dreaded hallucinogenic nightmare I heard so many times before of. Thoughts like ever fractalizing infinity. I was seriously losing my mind, panicking that I'd be stuck forever in the state of ego death where thoughts make no sense. But it passed quickly. I mean, quickly. It could have been 15 minutes, it could have been an hour, I don't really know for sure. Of course, later it turned out that it's basically impossible for me to bad trip even for a couple of minutes with a standard dose of acid alone. After this ambiguous amount of time, someone approached me. Keep in mind, most of the time I had my eyes hidden behind my palms, and when I did not, I wasn't looking at people's faces. So when a receptionist approached me, and first time in very long time I looked at someone, if it wasn't for the fact that I was in sheer terror, I would probably have died laughing looking at this three-eyed, sometimes one-eyed creature that looked like some fucking anime waifu came to life, not even exaggerating. I told the girl I took something, so of course she told me to get the fuck out, which I gladly did, and started enjoying the breathtaking scenery. I was planning to go for a workout, as acid and DXM both dulled the pain perception, but for some reason doing pull-ups and stuff wasn't entertaining at all. Probably because of how I was still in shock as to how artificial and paradoxically natural everything looked. And at some point, I start listening to music. Bellicores of Breath and Bone. Lying there in the sun, I feel like I'm levitating to the heavens, and at one point for the first time in my life, I seem to grasp the essence of God. He is that ever-fractalizing infinity of something, except back then I actually felt the gravity of those words, which is hard to put into prose. It literally blew my socks off. Later, I listened to Intestine Ballism's Banquet in the Darkness and Peste Noir's Les Senois des Écoles. I do hope I pronounced that properly. These two albums, which I listened to once I got home, seemed to drag forever pleasurably. But paradoxically, whenever one ended, I'd go, how the fuck did that go so fast? And when I looked at the watch, I'd think, no way, how so few minutes passed? And here's the weirdest part. Forgive me. I started fantasizing, and at that moment the imagination was exceptionally vivid, that I was my crush who rejected me for another dude, that I had female anatomy. When I touched myself, I actually kind of got that impression, and that I was having sensual sex with her fiancé. Yes, it is twisted, but at that moment it felt to me like it was showing, don't envy others. Why should you be angry that someone else is experiencing something so pleasurable? Furthermore, listening to Banquet in the Darkness and Peste Noire, I felt as if every pluck of a string was a powerful electrical spasm on my body. And in a way, it felt like I was electrically connected to the whole world through those spasms. I also had the impression that my legs were in completely different parts of the room, like they were amputated and thrown 4 meters away from me, with all the proprioceptive receptors intact, and later that they stretched infinitely forward. Sorry, I just completely had a brain spasm there. Only a few days later, without connecting the two events, did I start using LSDXM consciously, after finding out it's one of the methods for cheaply potentiating acid. Conclusion? This experience unconsciously spoiled me, and the later LSDXM trips, which became my standard, did too in a way. Taking pure LSD, which I consider my best friend, even though it's still more interesting than 99% of other substance experiences, now feels relatively flat and shallow. Candy flipping, let alone pure MDMA, is at best pleasant dishwater compared to those more powerful, more euphoric experiences. And I only realized this today. I felt just like that scene in Despicable Me 2 during the El Macho reveal. Ah, so it was you. It wasn't a higher dose of LSD, it wasn't before it lost its magic. It was simply a full dose of both substances without cutting corners, just slightly separated by the time of ingestion. And the worst part is that this joy won't be discovered by anyone else until I convince my friends not to worry about American kids chugging a half-liter jar of cough syrup with 4 tabs of acid and to just do it smarter. And that is going to be incredibly difficult. Unfortunately, that's going to be it. I do hope you guys enjoyed our journey together as always. I know I sure as hell did. And if you agree, a like and a subscribe would be pretty fucking cool. Comment letting me know your thoughts or to suggest something for me to cover next. Pop on post notifications so you never miss out on another baller upload such as this. And if you've got a story of your own you'd like to share and have me read on the channel just like this one, you can submit it via my Instagram DMs. My Insta is linked in the description of almost all of my YouTube videos and shares its name and PFP with my TikTok, YouTube, and my profile on all the other platforms I'm present on, so you should have zero issue locating me. If you can't locate me for whatever reason, however, then you must be retarded. I'm half kidding, of course. Just send it in whatever way you can get a hold of me. And with that, I will, of course, see all of you in the next one. Oh, wait. Stay frosty, stay curious, and as always, stay safe out there. Peace.